We are back with the Switch Sports Golf Challenge Series. It's day 17 of trying to make 9 eagles out of the standard 18 holes in Switch Sports Golf, proving to be a real challenge. I got to 8 one day, on the day that I was going for 7, and that's what pushed the challenge number to 9. But I haven't really gotten close again since then. So we'll have to lock in here, try to make some good shots. I always start in that sports selection lobby, as I've said in most of these videos, so I get completely random conditions. Whoa, that was a loud car horn. Good thing that wasn't in the middle of my swing. Alright. So on hole 1 here, we'll have 2 miles an hour pushing back to the right as that car horn hopefully is done now. Alright. I think that's the proper adjustment. If I land this a little short... Actually, no, it's the middle pin, so I can't land it short. I'll have to land this on the green and try to have it roll to the right. So the green kick is going to be to the right. I'll have to keep that in mind. So I'm going to adjust this slightly more left because I have to land this on the green. And we'll try that out. So this is a pretty precise shot to try to hit. Hopefully that gets there. Oh, I just left it a little short and also a little too far to the right as well. So even though that wind was 2 miles an hour, the fact that that green kind of kicks right caused that shot to move a whole lot more than I thought it would. And we'll miss it on hole 1. Not the easiest of conditions, but I mean 2 miles an hour is pretty makeable as far as this game goes. And we'll have to move on to hole 2 with an unfortunate birdie on hole 1. We'll see what kind of conditions we're dealing with here. We see a nice pin. I like that pin, that middle back one. And the wind is going to be, you know, moderately challenging, but not super, super difficult. So I think I like this adjustment. I'll want to hit this a little bit further than I typically would because the wind is pushing it back a little bit. We'll try that out. Okay, that felt like a pretty good shot. That looks like it's on a good line. Oh, is it going to be too far to the right? It'll be just too far to the right. So my aim was ever so slightly off. The power was about perfect. And we'll have to tap this one in for another birdie. So no eagles through the first 2. Always nice to pick up an eagle on 1, or a hole in 1 on 2. They often, if you get the proper conditions, are some of the more makeable holes. But we just don't exactly see the right conditions. So we see a tougher pin on hole 1 with some... any sort of wind makes that such a precise shot. But now we can lock back in because we see some real nice winds on hole 3. So in recent days, it seems to have gone that I, tap in for birdies on some near misses on 1 and 2. And then I'm able to lock back in on 3 and make it. But here we can maybe go for the green. So this presents, a little bit different of a setup than I've seen in recent days. So 9 miles an hour, I think we can actually make it there if I hit that little fade through the trees. So I'll have to adjust this slightly to the right. Gotta reset that. Okay, let's do that. Now that aim should be pretty good for that fade. Let's just replicate that. Hit that exact shot. That was pretty perfect. Now hopefully that just catches the fairway, gets that little launch, and makes it there. So we're going to have, a longer putt. I put that pretty far into the green. If that was a back pin, that would be pretty ideal. But now we'll have a 26-foot putt. One of the more makeable eagles in this game when you can get those conditions and, take advantage of that physics when it clips the fairway and rolls like that. So we'll see if we can tap this one down there. Get it to sink. A little under 2 dots of power should be pretty good. That felt really good, and it'll fall. So we'll pick up the eagle putting on hole 3, which has not been very common, but we see the right wind conditions to get it. And now we'll be able to move on to hole 4 with 1 eagle on the scorecard. Okay, what kind of winds do we have here? 2 miles an hour pushing us straight ahead. So kind of a nice setup. I'll want to adjust this to about there, I'd say. I will use the 3-iron. We'll take a little bit off of it. And with 2 miles an hour, this feels hopefully pretty makeable. it's not going to move it really at all. So I'll adjust it maybe to there. We'll hit that shot. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Now just kick right of the pin. It will. And come back nicely. Oh, it just kind of doesn't bite. I maybe hit that a little bit too hard.
Nice song.
It just bounces a little too far. I mean, that hit exactly where I wanted it to on the green. Just maybe needed to be a little shorter. So, a good looking shot that just didn't end up with the proper backspin on hole 4. We'll have to tap in for the birdie. And we have 1 eagle through 4. Need to pick up a couple more on the front to give myself a real chance here. Are we going to see some nice conditions on 5? We'll see some pretty decent conditions. So, 15 miles an hour pushing left makes this one, I think, reachable, if I hit this right. So we'll just hit a full power driver out there. Safely left of that pine tree. We shouldn't have to worry about those pine needles, I don't think. Yeah, we'll just kind of visually clip through them, but it doesn't actually have any effect on the ball travel. So I can put this one at least really close, if not putting it on the bottom of the green on this next shot. So it's going to be more crosswind on this second shot, but I'll see how close we can get it. And if we can reach the bottom of the green, that's actually preferable with these winds. Can it make it there? It will. Okay, so we'll have a putt. This putt should move a little to the right. Not a ton, but a little. Let's actually see what that terrain map looks like. Oh, it's going to move, okay, a fairly decent amount, I think. So I'll want to aim this, I think, to about there. That feels about right, because we do still have to hit this really hard. So probably over full power on that mini-map meter in order to give this one a chance. We'll try it out. And that'll sink nicely, so a very, very fast putt up that hill. Sinks for the eagle. A little 40-plus footer, just braking to the right. And with enough power, it gets up there, kind of blasts through that break, and we'll get it to sink. So a nice eagle on a reachable hole 5. So we've had 2 eagle putts, which is rare. And we'll have to... of course, we see some meaner conditions on hole 6. But, I mean, we've seen 2 nicer conditions on the par 5, so you get some, and then the game takes it away sometimes. So we'll just have to deal with these conditions and try our best. That felt like a fairly ideal shot. I mean, it'll clip through those trees. But that's kind of like playing the tree strat. So this shot is going to move well to the right. So I can use the spoon and just kind of curve it around those trees. And hopefully with the proper power, it has a chance. I mean, this is just real tough wind conditions. I'm just kind of doing the best I can here. But we'll see if we can give it a run by the hole and maybe get super lucky. Okay, is that going to move right enough? I don't think so. I mean, it'll kick to the right slightly, but yeah, that was just going to be a tough shot. Around those trees with some tougher wind.
Nice song.
So not the best of conditions on a hole 6 that I'm never really counting on anyway, because we always see that super difficult front right pin, or I should say front left pin from the tee angle. So we'll just have to try to make a birdie on this one, see if we can keep this good round going. Hit it up the hill, trickle it in the side door, and make a birdie. So some tougher conditions on hole 6, but we'll pick up the birdie, keep the good round going, and we'll see if we can get some nice conditions on 7, which is oftentimes a little more makeable, but we see, a Category 4 hurricane. 31 miles an hour pushing to the right is going to make this one quite difficult. I want to aim, I think, at the middle of that left tree, just about. And that should put this on a decent line. I'll use the 3-iron, just a little over 3 dots of power. That should get pushed to the right side of that little fairway notch and hopefully not bounce through it. Hopefully just end up short and not in the rough. We'll end up in the rough. Oh, man. Tough break. And now we can't reach it with anything. Can we use the spoon? I guess I can use the spoon and try that little same draw that I did a couple days ago. Once again, just a real difficult shot. Oh, and I hook it. So some brutal conditions. And, you know, just a poor play to put that one in the rough. I mean, that one is one that I really have to avoid the rough to have any sort of chance. So now we'll have to, you know, probably make a bogey. Unless I can hold this one. But tough wins make hole 7 not much of an eagle chance. Oh, come on, just be close. I don't want to tap in for a double bogey. Alright, that'll be fine. Just trying to get past this hole now. You know, I had to play that super aggressively because I had to try to pull it out. And a couple days ago, I put it to a couple feet in that type of setting. Not the case today. We'll have to tap that down there for the bogey. So the good round is kind of out of the question now. You don't want to be making bogeys. We'll see if we can pick up some more eagles, though. So we have another chance or two. Ugh, tough wins. Once again, 31 miles an hour. So the front 9, not the nicest today. It would be pretty wild if we could pick one up here. I'll use the 3-iron, hit it with... You know what? Let's bounce this one up there, actually, today. I don't want to deal with backspin. It's on the back of the green. Let's try that out. I feel like I need to aim this a little more left if I'm going to do that, though. Yeah, that feels about right. Okay. Let's just give it a run. Feels like the proper power. If that just comes back to the right a little bit more. Takes a big kick to the right. And yeah, that's not going to be the best leave.
Nice on.
So, real tough conditions on holes 7 and 8 today. Maybe that means 9 will be a little nicer, you never know. See if we can hit a tough putt for this birdie. It'll fall. So a nice putt on a tough hole 8. We'll pick up the birdie after bogeying the last one. And we'll move on to hole 9 and see what kind of conditions we're dealing with here. Ooh, tough wind. However, it's in the proper direction. So this is going to be one of those types of shots that's super difficult. It's not easy by any stretch. Not going to be easy. But we can get there in 2. It's doable. So we'll hit that light little fade, I should say. Oh, is that going to be enough to hold the fairway? Oh, it's not going to be. Wow, so I reached the rough again. I mean, I played that fairly well. Maybe my aim was just a little too far left to avoid clipping that tree. But, I mean, I did what I wanted to and just didn't quite get the result. So, we'll have to hit that down there and try to get there on a real tough 3rd shot. So, that's twice now that I've been in the rough, and it's really hurt me. Rough avoidance, not exactly my forte today. So, we'll have to aim this well right. The wind's going to push it left. The kick is going to go left as well. I'll hit it a little less than 3.5 dots of power. Probably about to there. Maybe actually significantly less than 3.5 dots of power because the wind is going to push this so far forward. We'll try that out. Okay, that's the shot that I wanted. Is that going to take the proper kick? Yeah, it's just going to really travel through that green with a high rate of speed. And once it goes off the back, it has no real chance to spin back all the way. So not a bad leave. I mean, not the easiest of putts, but not a bad leave for these conditions. Ooh, my putter's being weird. I'm flicking my wrist super hard and it's not doing anything. What do I do about this? I've had this happen a number of times, and it seems real hard to recover from. Ooh, okay. I had to hit that one a lot harder than I wanted to, but it still gives me that 1 dot of power. And we'll pick up the birdie. So 2 eagles on the front, 1 bogey to kind of mess up the good round. And we'll see, we have maximum crosswind on hole 10, so not the easiest of conditions today in this game. Crosswind on hole 10, never, I mean, oftentimes you can see some lighter wind and it's a more makeable shot. Today we're going to have to hit a real precise one if we're going to have a chance. So we're 100 yards away. I think I want to aim this About to there, I would say. And we'll try it out. I think 3.8-ish dots of power should be pretty good.
Nice shot.
It felt pretty ideal. Is that going to be the proper kick? It'll be too far to the right. So just a tough wind to try to adjust for there. Not the easiest of shots. Could put it close and tap it in for the birdie, but for this Eagles challenge, not the easiest. So we'll move on to hole 11. We have 2 Eagles on the scorecard. And we'll see if we can start getting some nicer wins. We've seen a lot of real tough conditions. Now, hole 9 was doable, but just really difficult. And here we go. So, moderate winds, 6 miles an hour. Not too bad on hole 11 here. I think I want to aim this to about there. Hit it with that much power and give it a run. Actually, you know what? Slightly more to the right. Slightly more to the right, because I've been missing this left. My adjustment has been a little bit too far to the left quite often. And I'm hoping that that doesn't actually hurt me, but that feels like the proper play. Ooh, I think I left that a little short. Is that going to be okay, though? That's just not going to take the proper bounce, and it's going to glide to a stop.
Nice on.
So, I mean, not the worst shot. I mean, I put it on the correct side of the pin. My adjustment at the end actually helped it in the correct direction even more, so can't be hanging my head about that. And the putter just doesn't seem to be working right today. Like, I can't get the speed right. Hopefully that makes it down there. Yeah, my putter power seems to be just like short of what feels right. So that's a little bit weird. I have to really flick my wrist, which is very uncomfortable to do on those short downhill putts. I feel like I'm going to blast it off the green, but ended up leaving it short. So we'll be 10 under through 10 after a missed putt on what wasn't the worst of shots. And wow, 11 miles an hour once again. I think that's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen 11 miles an hour. So this is not going to be an easy albatross. I can hopefully still put it close, though. So not the worst hole to see 11 miles an hour on. But it's just a little demoralizing quite often when you're just dealing with maximum crosswinds over and over. So we'll aim that roughly to there. That feels about right. And let's just give it a run. And maybe if that hits short enough on the fairway, it'll kick right a little bit. That's trending way too far left for my comfort, and hopefully it'll hold the green. Okay, it does. So that'll be a fine putt. But the putts have not been feeling comfortable with whatever is going on with my putting right now. Will I have to hit this one with a little extra power more than I want to? Okay, now it feels fine. That was strange. Are we back? I guess we're back. Now I'm hitting it back with the proper power, so I don't know what that was. Hopefully that's over. Hopefully putting is back. There's an eagle. Eagle number 3 on 12. We have 6 holes to play, and we need eagles on every single one of them. And now here's a makeable one. Okay, so no wind. Just have to land this a little bit left of the pin with the proper power. Or right of the pin, I should say. I always mix up. I've been noticing that I mix up my left and rights when I'm talking fast and not thinking about it. So I'm aiming right of the pin. That feels pretty good. Let's give it a shot. That should be the proper power. That looks to be the proper landing spot. Now roll back and fall. All right, we'll make the hole-in-one on a no-wind hole 13. So finally, we see some non-maximum crosswinds. We take advantage of it. And that's eagle number 4. So we have 5 holes to play. We need 5 more eagles. And here's another hole that's a little more doable quite often. Oh, not the nicest of winds, though. So, I mean, not bad. Not bad. Could be a lot worse. 13 miles an hour pushing to the left. It's fine. Hopefully I can just hit that tree gap. And we'll make it through. And have a nice shot at it. Just move a little more left. It's moving left nicely, and it'll make that gap perfectly. So a nice drive there. Not the easiest of drives. Had a very small target to try to hit, and I hit it. So now we'll have a pretty straightforward shot at this one. Just have to hit it pretty hard, actually. So I got to put a lot of extra power on this because we have wind in the face and it's so uphill. So I'll hit it to there. That feels about right.
Nice shot.
And hopefully that kicks just a little to the right. Oh, it hits the fringe. Oh, but it still comes back. So even though I aimed that, like, at the back of the green on the mini-map, it ends up towards the front of it. So I guess there's just that much elevation change and wind. Not the easiest of shots, but should hopefully still be able to make this putt. Just put it up that hill nicely. That felt about right. It'll move right and sink. So a nice eagle on 14. I needed eagles all the way out from 12 on. Make it on 13, make it on 14. Can we make it on 15? We'll see if we can keep that pace rolling. What kind of winds do we see? Ooh, 20 miles an hour in the face. However, it's in a more doable direction.
Nice shot.
So I'll hit that out to there. That should carry into the fairway nicely. And we'll have a very purely upwind shot at this pin. So the wind isn't going to move this really sideways at all. If I hit it with the right power and get the backspin I'm looking for, this should hopefully have a decent chance. So I'll club up to the 5-iron, I think, because the 3-iron is a little scary. I mean, I don't think I can hit it with the proper power that I want to. So I'll club up to the 5-iron, hit it a little bit past where the 7-iron would be able to hit it to. So about to there, I'd guess, on the power meter. And we'll just give it a run. That felt pretty ideal. Take a good bounce and fall. Oh! Wow. I mean, I gave that a real chance. It lips out to 14 feet away. I put it right on the hole, but it just doesn't sink. Gave it a run. Got to have some better luck than that on days if I'm going to make 9 eagles.
Nice birdie.
So a real close call on 15. We'll have to move on to 16, see if we can pick up eagles number 6 and 7 on the last couple here. Will we see nice, helpful wins? We kind of do. Okay. So wins that are a little bit more doable today. Now, do I still want to hit this full power? I think so. I'll take a little bit off of it, I think, actually. Just a tiny bit.
Nice shot.
So that should make it through all the trees, no problem. Can it land just short of that one? That's the reason I took some power off of it, to make it underneath that tree. And we'll have a putt on 16. So it just sneaks under that tree and launches to the back of the green. So now I have another eagle putt. That's been frequent today. I've had a couple of eagle putts on holes that I don't usually have them. And here's another one. So just have to hit this with enough power to get it up that hill. Move to the right and fall. A nice eagle on a reachable par 4 under the right conditions. And just hit it with the pretty precise driver power that I needed. Snuck it under that tree. And we made it. Now we're going to see some tough winds once again. I mean, in this challenge, we have seen extreme winds in the face so often. We'll just have to hit this as far as we can.
Nice shot.
I took a pixel off of it by accident. Hopefully that still reaches it and is fine. Yeah, it'll barely launch up that fairway. We were going to be 20 yards short no matter what. So the wind's going to move this slightly to the right. I think I still want to aim a little right. And then just hit this with enough power to get it up and over that ridge. And it should hopefully trickle down from there. So let's try that out. Just enough power to get it up and over. Let it roll, and it moves too far to the left on me. So, I mean, that was going to be a real tough birdie. I was going to have to chip in for the birdie on 17 with that wind. Gave it a good run. We'll have to tap it in for the birdie. Actually, didn't really give it my best run, but enough to tap in for the par, I should say. And we'll be 19 under, moving on to hole 18. We'll see if we can pick up eagle number 7 and at least salvage a decent round here. We'll see some helping wind. And, you know what? I think I can just hit this full power. I don't think I have to take anything off of 24-mile-an-hour winds. 33, I think you can push all the way to the rough. But we'll just make this shot as short as possible, and it just ends up a little bit short of that rough. So 24 miles an hour, you can hit a full power driver. Now the wind is going to push this slightly left. Do I want to roll this out? I don't exactly know. It's going to come in real hot. So it's a risky hole, really, no matter what route I go for. I'm thinking I'll just aim it to about there, hit it with a little less than 3 dots, and just hope that the rollout is the proper one. Okay, that felt like what I wanted to do. Are we going to get the proper result? Oh, it's going to just clip the upslope, but it'll roll back to the left a little bit. So I'll be on the proper shelf, but I think I still have to hit it up and onto that ridge in the green. Do I? I can't quite tell. I think it's going to move left at the beginning, but then there's a little spot where it moves back to the right weirdly, and then it dives back down left, so maybe just a minuscule triple breaker. Hopefully it's enough to just put it inside the cup. I'll hit it with enough power and just assume that it's going to cancel out and be pretty straight. We'll give it a shot. There it is. Just, you know, through the triple break, hit a straight putt, and sink the eagle on hole 18. That'll be eagle number, I think, eagle number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2 pars and a bogey mixed in there. Not the best of rounds, but I make 7 eagles on some more favorable conditions on some holes and some non-favorable conditions on some other holes. So a very polarizing round. We'll pick up 7 eagles, 21 under par. Not 9 eagles though, so we'll have to try again tomorrow. And once again, thank you everybody so much for watching this series. I hope that everyone's been enjoying the super aggressive play, even though I'm making some bogeys and pars here and there. Or actually, that was really only on 7 today. But we'll have to try again tomorrow. Day 18 might be the day. One of these days is going to have to be the day, right? I mean, I have to get 9 eagles at some point. Actually, I don't have to. That's not something that has to happen. But I'm hoping that I get good enough at some point to make 9 eagles happen. We'll try again tomorrow.